Have you ever heard statements like this? Everybody knows how those people act. It is obvious why he did that. I bet she loves people too. He must have done something really bad. What a clumsy oaf. You can tell by looking at them, they are no good. Or how about those kind of people act that way all the time? What else would you expect from someone like that? Man, that fellow was nuts. We all know what she's up to. Many of us think we have a handle on why people do and say the things they do and say. Some of us will readily admit we can't read people. We don't know what they're up to. Even when we aren't sure what someone is up to, we can come up with some pretty decent possibilities of why they did what they did. In our more intimate relationships, it would be nice to know why people act the way they do. Knowing the reason for our and others' behaviors would be really handy. But human behavior is way too complex for simple reasons and easy explanations. I'll say that again. Human behavior is way too complex for simple reasons and easy explanations. We can never really know why someone behaves the way they do. At times, we don't know why we act in a certain way. Not for sure. Let's talk about complexity of human behavior. Dr. Timmons started off his classes talking about just how complex human behavior is. The more he explained it, the scarier it got. Some of the information was a little unbelievable. Some of it was downright shocking. All of it grabbed your attention. I remember how Dr. Timmons described the students in his classroom when he offered this disturbing material. He said their eyes bugged out and mouths hung open. They sort of looked like dead fish lined up in a fish market. Once upon a time, I was one of those fish. Dr. Timmons' goal was simple. He wanted to disturb the students to a point where they were eager to learn how to deal with the world of people. Appreciating this complexity may allow us to stop for a moment when we think we know the answers, when we think we know what other people are up to. This allows us to consider many possible reasons for why someone did or said something in a particular way. This may be the first step in becoming a bit more effective in interacting with others. There are many reasons for the complexity of human behavior. We'll explore some of them. One of the first concepts Dr. Timmons shared with us was the connectivity of the neurons in the human brain. Since that time, research into neuroplasticity, the ability to get images while a brain is working, and studies about neurotransmitters has confirmed what Dr. Timmons told us. So here we go. Let's take a look at the brain.
This is a neuron, a human brain cell, the stuff of which gray matter is made. We could argue that human behavior starts right here. How many brain cells are there in the human brain? Researchers have estimated there are 86 billion neurons in each human brain. That's quite a few. The cortex of our brains control our higher order behaviors. These are the behaviors we use to interact with others. These higher order behaviors are what we say and what we do, how we say it, and how we do it. All of it begins in the cortex, with neurons interacting with each other. How many neurons are in the cortex? It is estimated there are 16 billion neurons. Each of these neurons can interact with one another to create distinct behavior.
If each of these 16 billion neurons interact with each other, how many behaviors might result? That number can be expressed as a factorial. A factorial is a number multiplied by each of its previous numbers. So the factorial of 4 is written and equals 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 24. A factorial of 10 is a big number. 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 3,680,800. The factorial of 20 is 2 quintillion, 432 quadrillion, 902 trillion, 8 billion, 176 million, 640,000. You can see how big and how fast factorials grow. Imagine calculating 16 billion factorial. I am not wasting your time or my time calculating such a number. It is virtually infinity. And that number is how many possible behaviors one human cortex can create. In one human brain, the number of possible behaviors is really too many to imagine. And this is just one human brain. Let's consider 2 human brains and let them interact. What have we got then? Let's use an example. Let's imagine 2 people having coffee in the morning. Let's say one of them is my lovely bride, and the other one is that handsome devil, me. How many possible behaviors could result from this interaction? The answer is, drum roll please, 16 billion factorial squared. Yikes! That's 16 billion factorial times 16 billion factorial possible behaviors between 2 people. That's a scary number. Now realize, we don't need to use all of those behaviors. Our brains select the ones that seem to work for us, the behaviors that will get the job done. 16 billion neurons in the cortex of a human brain in each human being on the planet. And there are 8 billion people on the planet. Meaning the possible behaviors are 16 billion factorial raised to the power of 8 billion. That just boggles the mind. Human behavior is definitely complex, and we just looked at the human brain. Next, we'll look at some other aspects that make human behavior very, very complex. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Please consider subscribing and share this video with others who might like it. That's all for now, so thanks so much. Bye-bye.